Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome in Lineman Life Live. It's Monday. Week 13 in the NFL has just passed us by, or I think we got a Monday night game tonight, right? But that's not week 13.
Yeah, Bucks and
Bucks and Saints.
Yeah, Bucks Saints.
Yep.
The rematch.
Week 13, unfortunately, Big Ten championship. My Boilermakers weren't able to get it done against the Michigan Wolverines.
Damn.
But it's okay. We got plenty to talk about with football this week, the weekend that was. But first, I'd like to welcome you guys in. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri, and my co-host, JB, Justin Blaylock.
What to do?
We're here. We are former professional offensive linemen in the NFL, here to give you our thoughts and our views and our perspectives on sports news and headlines, and to give you a little knowledge on the game while we go through it. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. This is your first time. And think about becoming a member if you're already subscribed. Now, let's get into it. First off, obviously, some big news going around the football world. Let's start here with our man Prime, Coach Prime. Now, this right here.
Yeah, call him Coach. Better call him Coach.
You know what I mean? Got to call him Coach now. You know. But let's take a look here. This is one of those. This is, if I had to talk about his situation in movie sense, this would be the movie that I would use to talk about it.
They always talking about I love the hood, I love the ghetto. I was the one said I wasn't the kind of nigga make a little money and run to the suburbs. Yeah, you're right. That's what I said. But as soon as I got my check, I was gone.
Oh man,
Coach Prime, headed to Colorado. Colorado Buffaloes. They locked him in $5 million a year. And you know, look, there is actually a little bit of division in people's responses to this situation, just because, you know, I am a little bit conflicted about it. I was more conflicted about it yesterday than I am today, because I think about it like, you know, can't be mad at him for going and getting that bag. Can't be mad at him for going and securing, you know, his own future, his own family. I mean, one could say, hey, you know, he made a ton of money since, you know, football and, you know, TV shows and this and that. But no, he came into the coaching world to make a name for himself, I'm sure, above all else. And, you know, when he took the JSU job, that was a HBCU, historically black college university that was in bad shape. That was a football program that was in really bad shape. Now, Dion has done an admirable job of going in there and turning it around and making it a viable FCS football program. I think some people may be disappointed in the fact that he didn't stick around there to try and see if that was a program that could be, you know, maybe elevated into the Power 5 conferences at some point. You know, I think in college you're more likely to see a scenario where coaches are with the program for 10 plus years, and in that amount of time, a number of things could have happened for JSU with Dion at the helm. But he did go in there and he did elevate the status of that program substantially. Now, I think there's a big problem that comes in way of the aftermath, because now, you know, I would say when you make a commitment to a school as a player to go play for college coming out of high school, you're making a commitment to go play for that coach, making a commitment to go play for those particular people for 4 years. And Deion Sanders was able to get some very, you know, highly sought after recruits, if not the number one recruit in the country at one point,
Yeah.
who actually he got to decommit from one school. I don't know if it was Alabama, I think it was.
Florida State, if I'm not mistaken.
Florida State?
Yeah.
From his alma mater. Got a top recruit, the top recruit, to decommit from Florida State and commit to JSU, which at that point when that happened, I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, he's trying to get JSU into Power 5. Because that's the kind of move you make. And for him to get the top recruit in the country, yes, we should know, or we should expect that this is the path that he's going to be on. At least that's how I looked at it. So it was a little bit of a shock when I saw that Deion was making the move to Colorado of all places. I mean, I guess.
Were they the worst team in college football last year?
1-11. 1-11.
It's tough to do much worse than that. I mean, there's only.
And you in Colorado, man. You think it gets cold anywhere else in the country? You ain't been to Colorado. And
too. Good on field winners,
yeah, I mean, look,
the program is the best thing about Colorado.
Yeah, you could be the best thing about
Still can't smoke.
Nope. So I'm seeing down here in the chat, Colorado gave up 40 points 10 times this season. Jesus.
Wow.
So you're saying JSU could beat them, which they probably would.
Might not be
I don't know. I'm kind of torn with this one, but what do you think about just the entire situation? Like, how do you look at it?
I mean, I think my biggest takeaway is, you're in this to advance. I don't think it was ever on his mind to become Eddie Robinson. And I mean, the time it would have taken to get, take HBCU schools into the Power 5. I mean, he might be. I mean,
it could be a decade from now, maybe 2.
That might not be in our lifetime when that kind of stuff happens. I think. I mean, obviously the goal is to always advance. Now you can bring other coaches with you, put them in higher positions. So I'm sure. I mean, I think even Prime himself was making like pennies on the dollar of what some of these Power 5 coaches are making. So he has the opportunity to put his coaches, in a much better position. Guys that didn't necessarily all play in the NFL and have albums and TV shows, all kind of stuff. So guys that are more working class, if you will, than he is per se. And I'm sure the first call he made after, he even got a sniff of an offer was, Travis, if I take this job, you coming with me? Mm-hmm. And I mean, obviously his son's going to come with him. But
I think both of his sons, right?
I believe so. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, here's a video.
They're going to be on top of all the transfer portal tonight. You're going to see them offer.
Yeah.
You get an offer. You get an offer. You get an offer. I mean,
so there's probably going to be a little bit of a rush from some players from D1 schools who want to come play at Colorado now that Deion Sanders is going to be there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. And not only that, but you got a video here of Coach Prime introducing the starting quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Son, Junior, stand up. Yeah. He does all our social media, so all the stuff you've been seeing, that's him. The profanity is him as well. Where's Shador? Shador? And this is your quarterback, all right? He's gonna have to earn it, don't believe that. He's gonna have to earn it. Yeah, the quarterback's gonna have to earn it. The safety made me mad, so I didn't bring him. His brother. He's in my doghouse right now. Son.
So clearly, you can see there, his son's already the starting quarterback. And the safety, his other son, will be the starting safety, I'm sure. Now, one thing that he did do also,
he was playing at South Carolina before he took the Jackson State job. He got him to transfer to Jackson State, so it's not like he's chopped liver.
Yeah. No, I got you. Now, also, he did, have a message for the players that were already there. And if I can pull that video up real quick, I just had it a second ago. Well, I mean, essentially, this is what he told the players who are currently at Colorado. Some of y'all might want to go ahead and just hit the transfer portal.
Get the fuck on.
Now, there was a message in that. He was saying, if you're not going to be tough, you're not going to be smart, if you're not going to be strong, if you're not going to, overcome with him, then go ahead and hit the transfer portal because they're going to need all the space they can get. And that he's taken, I think that's the appropriate way to approach things. You got to be honest with the guys who were there and let them know, you guys were 1-11. It's not like y'all were like a 4-8 team or a 6 and 6-5 team.
They're playing people close.
Y'all motherfuckers gave up 40 points 10 times. So that means all of y'all suck. All of y'all, maybe 5 of y'all are decent. 5 at the most. But the rest of y'all, I mean, you suck. You literally suck.
I'm trying to be nice.
Staying around here.
I'm going to say with all due respect.
And I say that with all due respect. With all due respect, you suck.
So don't be mad at me.
So, go ahead and hit that transfer portal because I'm bringing my luggage with me. And I got some players in the baggage. And look, I mean, I think that, he's gonna do fine there. Do I see Colorado becoming, a college football playoff team out in the Pac-12? No. I don't see that happening immediately. Is it a possibility that they could have that? Sure.
I mean, they haven't been like that since Cordell Stewart.
For real. Sure.
You were kids.
There's a chance if you want to, if we're being real about it. But I mean, the biggest positive for that to happen is that USC and UCLA are leaving and going to the Big Ten. That's what actually gives them a legitimate shot at being able to get some better recruits. But then again, like, this is something you have to ask yourself. Who the fuck wants to go to Colorado to play? Yeah. That's almost like Nebraska in their situation in the Big Ten. Nobody wants to go there. It's not about the school.
They're landlocked recruit-wise. Like, you can't just hop over to the next state. Even if you clean up your own state, like, you're still a pretty bad team. If you go to the next state,
you're cleaning up your state with a bunch of fucking 2 and 3 start recruits.
Like, you got to go. You got to take 4 or 5 hour flights to get anywhere you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really just
It's like, hey, look, I don't know the AD's name, but surely he's like, look, this is gonna take a lot of money. So y'all gonna be ready to write some big checks to make this work.
Yeah, he said we're gonna need that NIL. Real talk.
That too.
We're gonna need NIL money, like moolah.
So they have that.
Look, the program is going to get an influx of money. They're going to get a lot of money from a lot of boosters and alumni because they see an opportunity here
in Colorado. But they need to be getting ready to pony up.
They're having a luncheon tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, look, motherfuckers, we need all y'all bread.
Whoever runs the biggest CBD,
whoever's got the biggest weed farm here, we need everything.
They need to be in there. All Peyton Manning's, what's he got? Papa John's, or whatever he owns. Whatever the Waltons own in Denver. Anybody with anything going on.
I almost feel like you have to kind of approach it like Wall Street investors. You have to like go and do investment like meetings to get cats to drop money now. because I mean, I would say if it was me coming in as the head coach, I would say, okay, the portal's good. The portal's good, and we'll sweeten the offer for the top players in the portal. We'll offer them, $20,000 each to sign. Boom, get in as many as you can out of the portal. Then from the portal, when you're going to straight into recruiting, we're gonna need like $5 million because our top targets are going to be the top targets in the country, and we're gonna need to offer them some bread.
Because you think Texas ain't offer them some bread?
You think Texas ain't got $1 million to offer their top prospect?
I mean,
We're gonna
Bijan
need
Robinson
to offer
drives a Lamborghini. Quinn Ewers drives a Porsche. These cats got bread. Long bread.
I'm talking about we might have to have a house ready for some of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Man,
house, car, everything.
Man, I wouldn't, but why not build a whole subdivision? Just to have it ready.
Yeah, build a whole subdivision with like 20 houses in it, 30 houses in it.
Like the Olympic Village. I got the
some nice little mid-level houses. They ain't gotta be nothing crazy. They still college students. But you're gonna need something. You're gonna need a lot to bring them into Colorado. You're gonna need a lot. And I think that'll be the biggest obstacle. But that's also if they can get past that, then I think it does open a path for them to be in the discussion at some point. Now, it's gonna be rocky.
I mean, is he gonna commit to that for 10 years? Well, probably like 5.
I mean, yeah, I think his contract's probably like 5 years.
Because if he does well here, some of them, the next tier of schools is going to come calling with even more money.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think from the Pac-12, if he does well with Colorado, let's say he wins a Pac-12 title or at some point, and maybe that'd get into the college playoff, but he wins a Pac-12 title. Well, boom. Do you then, look for a calling from one of those SEC schools that are trying to climb up above Bama and Georgia and LSU? Right. So there are scenarios that can play out down the road that could be positive for Deion, but definitely right now, I mean, this is huge for him because, I think in his heart of hearts, he went to JSU to prove that he could be a leader of a team that wasn't very good and get them to a point where they're good. And that's it. I think everything else was window dressing. I think he was making those, he was selling that dream because it was needed. It's necessary to get people to buy into your program. And he did say that he would entertain potential suitors if it came down to it for him leaving and going to another school. So, he did leave that window open when he took the job. Now, again, I'm torn because I felt like, JSU's never been on ESPN. He did that.
You gonna leave us for this bitch?
You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to, really, right? You leaving us for this bitch? Like, historically black college university. I mean, there is a little bit of pride there, for black people that they're going to say, hey, why didn't you stick with us? Why didn't you stay with your people and help us keep climbing with us? The money gets bigger, the more successful you get, of course. So, there's a world where where JSU may have been able to pay him more money. But also I look at that and I say, well, shoot, where are all the big celebrities that are supposed to be touting, HBCU or HBCUs and trying to get those college campuses to be more stable with their funds? I know that Jay-Z and Beyonce, I know they've donated to HBCUs before. There's a lot of black multimillionaires who have very strong connections to HBCUs could have helped out in that situation. Maybe said, hey, we're doing it on the music end. I know Denzel Washington, he's a guy who's big into that. As an actor, he put Chadwick Boseman through acting school, but he was somebody who went to a HBCU. And this is that would have been an opportunity to say, hey, maybe we can do a round of fundraising and get some money together and actually take care of Deion's salary to keep him here, to keep him at JSU. So there's things that the JSU side could have done too if they really wanted to keep him. They could have reached out like that, I feel like. But at the end of the day, you got to go where you got to advance. And while I was initially a little bit pissed about him doing this, I'm not so pissed about it anymore.
Well,
because I do feel like
no matter how many movies you make, you're not going to raise enough money to get the water fixed.
For real.
What he said, I was going to take $250 million.
Yeah.
Like, surely Denver, Boulder, I'm sure even if
clean air, clean water, like his agent said,
even if that water plant goes out, they can go up in the Rockies.
In the Rockies and get that straight, just the clean spring water.
Right to the source. And they can build a fucking pipeline right to Deion's office.
Yeah, true that. So, I mean, look, I feel people who were, very, very emotionally reactive to this, because I was initially as well. But,
I mean, he did raise.
We can't be more mad about Deion leaving Jackson State than we are about Brett Favre stealing $8 million from people in Mississippi, because they're both in the same spot.
Yeah, they're neighbors pretty much.
Yeah, Jackson, Mississippi. So when they didn't have any water to drink. I mean, hey, that probably was the last straw for him. Like, hey, fuck this.
Damn,
because he had to pay. He probably had to pay to put them in a hotel, pay to get all their waters taken care of. He had to do all that. So yeah, I mean, you got to understand, it was definitely, a situation that, worked out best for Deion. And we'll see if Jackson State can continue with the momentum, hire another coach, maybe look, for another NFL related coach, somebody who's been there, and see if they can't continue.
Their profile's never been as high. Will they be able to bring in another?
Their facilities have been updated. They've got new uniforms. Under Armour. Only team that has more uniforms than them in college football is Oregon.
Yeah,
they've got a ton of uniforms.
That's a pretty good job right now. If I'm, maybe an up and coming coach, that's an enticing job.
Yeah, it is. It is.
5 years ago, no way in hell.
Yeah.
Like, he's done that for them. So I can't say, I can't sit up here and say, he owes them anything else. I mean, would it be great if he stayed 10 years? Yeah, of course. But I think you could probably advance, the cause just as much, this way by raising the profile, and hell, they played at least 5 or 6 games on TV this year.
Yeah, they've been on TV. I ain't never heard of Jackson State before Deion Sanders went there. I ain't never heard of them.
And the rest were on ESPN Plus. I mean, readily available if you wanted to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's done a good job there. I mean, I can't hate on that. I don't want to hate on that. I do wish that things could have played out a little bit differently. But at the same time,
I wish they could pay him $10 million a year.
Yeah,
he still wouldn't even scratch the surface of what he did for the school.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that probably could have been done with JSU if he was able to get paid more and stay. Probably not even paid that much more. I could see him taking just $1 million a year and staying there on GP and waiting another 3 years and then go somewhere else. But I mean, they didn't seem like they could really. They gave him $1.2 million over 3 years. So
pay my assistants what they would make at a Power 5 school.
Yeah.
Or close to it.
Yeah, I mean, because now you look at
together and make money appear out of nowhere.
A Power 5 school is gonna, a Power 5 school is gonna start you at $5 million. That's where they're gonna start you.
Right.
So, hell, the Purdue's head coach is making $5 million a year, and they're talking about him going to Louisville.
Well, I mean, y'all are playing January 2nd bowl game now.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell in there.
Woo!
Hell in there.
We in there like swimwear, baby. That's citrus. Let's go.
Shit, I'm playing the motherfucking remember the Alamo Bowl.
I mean, shoot, but that Alamo Bowl is still, that's a big bowl.
It is pretty.
That's a
It's
huge
like,
bowl.
I think it's the third bowl, the third game for the Big 12 schools.
Yeah, the third place game.
But like, who wants to play like an hour from campus?
I know that's you want to go to Fox. You want to go to the other side of the country.
Yeah. So like, I played there my senior year. We played the Alamo Bowl.
Sure, we'd be up in Florida. We pretty much would be in Florida every bowl game we went to when I was at Purdue. We go play it. We played in the Capital One Bowl.
That. We played 2 Rose Bowls before that game. So my sophomore year, we played in the Rose Bowl.
Oh yeah, you played in that one Rose. You played in the greatest Rose Bowl.
Yeah, the second one was the Natty, but the first one was against Michigan. Great game. Never thought, kids from Texas, we're not supposed to play in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Senior year, like,
but that's huge though. That's huge.
I'm just driving to the fucking ball game.
You got to be at the stadium by 12.
Shit is trash. Like, no one wanted to be there. We almost got beat. We got to Iowa.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Iowa had won the Big Ten in the Big Ten before they split the divisions. Iowa had like the most Big Ten championships in like a decade. Their head coach that cat was good. He got them a Big Ten title, or they were co-Big Ten champs or Big Ten champs outright, like 4 years in a row. Shit. I was like, damn, we over here. And every time we went to Iowa, we got our ass kicked when we went out there. Shit,
them factory now
they had a factory they had defensive players and tight ends.
Yeah, they had a bunch of big ass tight ends, and they have they put the one black dude at running back, and then
yep, black dude at running back, black dude at safety, and defensive line, and they're good. Everything else, white guys running around the field, outrunning everybody.
Corn-fed jokers.
Corn-fed. But, best of luck to Deion Sanders. Hoping he does well out there in Colorado. It's good for black coaches if he does well. So definitely hoping that he does well.
Actually, Colorado's had 3 black coaches in a row now.
Yeah, they have. This is their third black coach in a row. They're like, Jesus Christ, this one has to work.
I hope your time to charm. Please let this shit work.
Yeah.
I hope Jackson keep the momentum going as well.
There's going to be huge. They're going to have to make a hell of a hire at Jackson State to keep things going there, because I do believe they can carry the momentum, but at the same time, I'm worried that you're going to have a lot of players just transfer out, because now the reason they came there was because of Deion Sanders.
He's already had like 5 guys hit the portal today.
Oh, Jackson State?
I'm sorry, decommit. Yeah, Jackson State.
Decommit. Look at that. See, the moment you leave, and that's not Jackson State's fault. You already have 5 guys decommit. They're probably going to recommit to Colorado. So it's like, that's rough. That's a rough thing. That's part of what, that's part of where my conflict was.
Deion gonna have to steer a couple cats back to JSU. Like,
hey, look.
You're kind of on the space for us. You probably gotta be a fit up here. But
probably be a better fit for you over there.
I can talk to my guy. I got a spot for you.
All right, so let's keep moving here. Now, we got a quick video here I want to go through, take a look at, because our guy is back in the news, back getting himself into some shit. I think you already know who it is, folks. It's our boy, AB. Let's get it.
Fire cardigan, though.
That is fire. That outfit fire. I ain't gonna front.
Tonight, Tampa police say they're trying to arrest former NFL player Antonio Brown.
These motherfuckers said they're trying. We're trying. Shit.
They making multiple attempts outside this home to execute an arrest warrant for battery domestic violence. The charges stemming from an incident Monday involving Brown and the mother of 4 of his children. According to court documents, Brown threw a shoe at the woman, striking her in the ponytail. The victim had no injuries, but believed that.
What?
So did it hit her?
Does that count as physical harm? Striking her in the ponytail?
I mean, is it her
I mean,
natural hair?
I mean, who's doing the report? I mean, just say it hit her in the back of the head.
Right, exactly. But believe the shoe was meant for her head. Well, yes.
Well,
It's generally where a ponytail would be, is on your head.
the victim had no injuries, but believed the shoe was. Come on.
The shoe was meant for her head. In the same document, police describe learning Brown tossed the woman's belongings out of the house and then made threats via speakerphone, saying that if she got in the house, he would shoot her in front of police.
Former NFL wide.
Well, that'll do it. That will get a warrant out for you.
Although there's a guy here in Georgia that did something similar, and no one seems to give a fuck.
Nobody seems to care. There's a guy here who's done that too. They've even interviewed the wife. She said it was true. They just don't seem to care.
Wide receiver Antonio Brown, who serves as the president of anti-Semite Kanye West Donda Sports, was issued an arrest warrant for domestic battery.
It also says the kids did not want to go inside because they were afraid of their dad when he gets in these destructive moods. After the incident, a petition to remove
That sounds like CTE.
Brown's guns and ammunition under a risk protection order was rejected by a Florida judge, citing lack of physical action. According to the
See, okay, now listen here, folks. This is a perfect example of how school shootings and mass shootings happen. You understand? Look, this dude is a danger to his family. I don't care if he's a football player or not or whatever. He is a clear and present danger to his family. And they're not going to have the police go take his guns away. She just said that he threatened to shoot her in front of police. What else do you need for a motherfucker to do for you to take his guns?
The way this is worded, did he make the threat in the presence of police? Is that what they're saying, in front of police? Or he said he would shoot her?
I don't think so. I don't think he made it in front of police. That would be stupid. That would be.
I'll shoot you even if the cops are here.
Yeah, he said he'll shoot her even if the cops were there. He'd shoot her in front of him.
I mean, either way, it's not a good look. But golly,
but it's
clearly something going on, upstairs with this.
This
guy.
He's dumb. He's out of his mind. He's dealing with probably with CTE symptoms. And this is the thing that kills me. Now is not the time to take his guns away. The judge is not going to say, you know what, for the next 30 days, let's confiscate his weapons and get him in court so we can at least figure out what's going on. Then we can give him his weapons back if he satisfies, if we're satisfied with how he's presented in court or what the situation is going to be, judged to be, then he can have his weapons back. But they're not even, I mean, come on. I got to believe that when a judge does something like this, they're doing it from a political standpoint more than actually trying to analyze the situation and the potential for danger for a family. Because you can't look at that and look at him saying that or see or be told and have evidence corroborated that he said that he was going to shoot her and not think, you know what, let's just err on the side of caution. No, we're going to go ahead and keep that. Enforce the fucking laws. Enforce them.
Destructive moods. After the incident, a petition to remove Brown's guns and ammunition under a risk protection order was rejected by a Florida judge, citing lack of physical action.
Lack of physical action. He ain't shot her yet.
So I can only think after.
That's the only action I could think of.
So if you shoot somebody and you graze them, then I can go take the gun so you don't kill them. Is that what we're saying?
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
throwing
I
shoes at
mean,
people seems like a physical action to me.
that sounds like a judge who is saying, well, he hadn't shot nobody yet. He hadn't, brandished a weapon in a public space yet. So we're not going to do anything. That's why people get killed. That's why people die, because judges who are too stuck on being politically sticking to their ideology rather than just interpreting and fucking enforcing the laws that are there and erring on making sure that there is the least amount of potential for someone to be killed.
Maybe I keep these children safe.
Yeah, like let me at least try to protect the kids. Take his guns. No, he didn't even do that. So what if you hear the next 24 hours that Antonio Brown goes on a rampage and kills his whole family with the guns that you were supposed to take from him? Oh, nobody's gonna hold that judge responsible, will they? No, they won't. Or we all sit here and argue online about gun violence. He's just gonna be left. You won't even know what his name is.
Yeah, he'll have a nice duffel bag sitting outside his car tomorrow.
He'll have two armed sheriffs escorting him to and from the courthouse. And if you walk within 20 feet of him, you're gonna get drawn down on by those sheriffs. Come on, man.
That too.
You see how it's a complete joke if we can't at least take people, take their situation seriously.
According to the petition, he kept 2 firearms in the house, a handgun and a rifle. NBC News has not been able to reach Brown's legal team for comment, as tonight he remains a wanted man by Tampa police.
As of this taping, Tampa police tried to, and this is via Fox 13, serve the warrant at Brown's South Tampa home, but no one opened the front door. According to Fox 13 reporter Aaron Messmer, police left the home without Brown, who is believed to still be inside the residence. A legal expert.
Wait, so all I had to do was just not answer the door?
What?
This is amazing.
Excuse me?
This is amazing. I mean, how many issues would this solve if all you ever have to do is just not come to the door?
Imagine if the police treated everybody like that. And if you had a warrant out and they knew you were home, knew you were there, and you just didn't answer the door and they just gave up and left.
Clearly, they don't have stock warrants in Florida.
This shit is these are going to be all the things they're going to point to if something bad happens to that guy's family by his hand.
We're going to know. The signs were there.
These are going to be the signs. These are going to be the things where they're saying, look, motherfuckers, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and nobody did anything. That's the problem with the law enforcement judicial system that we live under in this country, is that nobody does anything until something happens. No, we're not even going to respond. We're not going to give you any benefit of the doubt. We're not going to try to proactively protect you and your kids until y'all got bullets in you. Then we'll come do something. Maybe, because there were some kids in Texas who got shot. We didn't do shit about that neither. To this day, we ain't done nothing about that. Nothing. Like zero.
Yeah.
They actually reelected the guy who was like intentionally doing nothing.
The police commissioner or whatever.
The fucking governor.
Okay. I was gonna say somebody's head rolled locally.
Yeah, the police chief resigned with pension and everything after the biggest blunder probably in American history as it pertains to a mass shooting dealing with children.
Yeah, that show's hard to watch. Just sitting around hanging out on my phone.
Doing nothing for an hour. Our kids are literally getting their bodies blown in half by rifle rounds.
He was playing like Angry Birds and shit.
Yeah, basically. But no, this is crazy because you look at this and this is what everybody finds out after the family's been slaughtered by the player who, clearly had CTE issues and the warning signs were everywhere. the court orders, the court requests that were all denied. These are the things you'll see in the week following them getting slaughtered. That's how it plays out. We've seen this. We've seen this before. We've seen this show before. Let's keep going.
Expert explained it's not uncommon for police to leave after trying to issue a warrant if they
That's bullshit. That's a lie. That's a lie, man. I done watched enough cops to know they gonna tear your fucking front door off your house if you don't come to the door.
I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses don't leave that easy.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't for real. They gonna stick around the neighborhood for a while. Shoot.
without Brown, who is believed to still be inside the residence. A legal expert explained it's not uncommon for police to leave after trying to issue a warrant if they don't want to escalate things, can't physically see him in the home, or are negotiating a surrender behind the scenes. Brown has a long history of troubled behavior on and off the field, including being accused by 2 women of SA, one of whom said Brown R-worded her. In the 2021 season, he served a 3-game suspension for misrepresenting his COVID-19 vaccination status, and he was also suspended for 8 games in 2020 for multiple violations of the NFL's personal conduct policy after pleading no contest to burglary and criminal mischief charges related to a fight with a moving truck driver outside his South Florida home that year. During the most recent ordeal, police said Brown locked himself in the house while officers tried to speak to him. Investigators said Brown threatened to shoot her if she tried to enter the house.
So in the presence of officers, I could say I'm going to shoot people. And nothing happens to me?
Investigators said Brown threatened to shoot her if she tried to enter the house.
Oof.
I mean,
how much was he paying the fucking cops, man? This don't make no sense.
I mean, are they going to take his guns now? I mean,
because this is like,
he's already threatened somebody's life.
This is a clearly unhinged brother, and he's getting to act like this.
They letting him just do what he want. Holy shit! They literally heard him say it.
Like, I didn't mean that. It's just a figure of speech.
It's a figure of speech, yo.
Suspect placed an informal eviction notice on the door with 11/28/2022 at the date showing the victim has 7 days to gather her belongings and leave, the police report said in part. The suspect continued throughout the incident to state that the victim had no right to be at that residence or to even gain entry to it because she did not live there. The victim's ID has the listed address as her residence as of 10/18/2022. For West and Brown, their antics could and honestly should signal the end of Donda Sports, which has been a clown show since the day it was created due to the vaudeville acts who are the faces of it. There's still uncertainty around Donda that once featured highly ranked hoops prospects just a few months ago, as it's hard to remember if the cult-like unaccredited school with $15,000 tuition is still operating after it closed and reopened on the same day, wrote Deadspin's Karanje Phillips. In October, Morehouse College, an all-male HBCU, canceled a hoops tournament it was hosting with Donda due to West's antics and pushback from alumni. I should know, because I'm one of the alums that pushed back against the school run by a man that said that George Floyd was killed by fentanyl and not Derek Chauvin, Phillips added. For those still clinging to some hope about what Donda could be due to some weird allegiances or racial loyalty to Weston Brown, hopefully Thursday was the final.
So what?
Was the Academy here in Atlanta?
I don't know, dude. I thought it was in LA.
If they're doing stuff with Morehouse. But obviously he's out in Calabasas or whatever, or Wyoming sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. He got a spot in Wyoming.
No telling with this guy. Sorry.
I don't know exactly. This Donda Academy thing was weird to me. I saw like a video or 2 on it, and I just didn't get it. But
I understand LeBron's school, but this one seems to be just for sports.
Yeah.
Even
Okay,
has
so
strong academics.
John, I ain't never heard of this, bro. The whole no bail thing. That's not you're misrepresenting that. I think because from what I've read, it's not that they do cash bail anymore. It's that they have actual hearings to decide whether or not you have to stay in jail and wait for trial, or be released and be monitored until your trial date. And in this case, you're talking about domestic battery. That's not something they're going to make you stay in jail for months while you wait on trial. So relax with the propaganda talk there. Let's see. Let's keep going.
Straw. There isn't a song or catch that West or Brown have been responsible for that trumps violence against women, anti-blackness, hate, possibly snitching on Chris Paul, and love for Hitler and Nazis. Over the past few years, we've seen the behavior of Kanye and Antonio.
Hey, man, Chris Paul caught the baddest stray bullet ever. You minding your own damn business.
Chris
Ain't
Paul,
done nothing to nobody that we know of.
Chris Paul gotta go whoop his ass. I don't care.
I mean, I'm getting in my car right then and there, in my drawers, whatever. I'm driving. I know where he lives. I'm driving there.
Hey, I'm pulling the Matt Barnes, Derek Fisher. I'm pulling
You know what
up.
I mean?
I don't care. 3 a.m., whatever. We got to talk about this.
Pulling all the way up. We gonna beat your ass.
We got
for one, for snitching, or potentially for lying on me. One of those 2 or 3 things you're going to get your ass whooped for, because this dude just said on my way out the door, this guy, I caught this guy with my wife. Y'all have a nice night. And there's a picture of Chris Paul. I'm like, oh man.
You got to see me.
Although I see me.
I might try to argue that it was Cliff Paul.
Yeah, be like, no, that was the other guy off the State Farm commercials. It was him. Oh man,
that's like.
They said.
Remember when Kobe did the same thing, kind of to Shaq, and
yeah, but that was like to the cops.
Right. This was
he wasn't going online to the world like, yo.
Who did D'Angelo Russell get?
Man, I don't know.
He went like on IG Live or something and was doing. I can't remember. It was somebody else for the Lakers, but doesn't matter. Still, the dry snitch is.
That dry snitch was something dirty, boy. That was just dirty.
We gotta get face to face. Oh, Nick Young, that's right.
Oh yeah.
We gotta hash this thing out, or I'm gonna beat your ass. One of the two.
Hash it out means I'm gonna choke you out. Then then that'll be over.
I gotta beat your ass first.
You know what I mean?
He was probably sitting like a nice family dinner.
Antonio Brown,
cutting up
you already know.
His phone just starts ding ding ding.
Then his wife phone start zit. So when it starts going like that, you like, oh shit, what she just get?
So something happened, not too chill.
That cat took a sip of his coffee, looked at his phone, he choked that shit down.
I might fucking break it. Every phone in the house over my knee.
I'm going and kicking the router out the wall and shit. Like the internet service out, like nothing.
Well, Bo Jackson, that shit over my knee.
You know what I mean? Like we can't. No, this can't be happening.
Hey, let's go camping, honey.
We're gonna go camp in the wilderness for the next 36 hours.
No electronics. I called Coach. He said I could take a week off. My hamstrings bother me anyways.
Cold, boy.
Go from odd to dangerous. Thursday, December 1, was the climax of 2 unhinged men who have been posing as figureheads of a shady sports agency. Whether it be through Brown's antics when it comes to Tom Brady and his ex-wife, or Kanye's allegations against Chris Paul, both men have broken locker room code as they've proven themselves unworthy to society and their fans. Donda Sports should have never been created, and this week we got to see its end.
Those two are
All
amazing.
right, so definitely a situation for Antonio Brown that we'll keep an eye on. It's not necessarily known. I don't know whether they arrested him or not eventually, but sure we'll find out if he does.
Yeah, I think I'd be somewhere with no extradition by tonight.
All right, now let's go ahead and get into these scores for Week 13 NFL. Everything's getting closer to playoff time now, so definitely gonna be games that are holding a ton more weight than usual.
Yeah, about to be a ton of division games.
A lot of the last month of the season. It's going to be divisional for most teams. Yep,
in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you might play the same. You might play the same team twice in 3 weeks. It's going to be interesting. An interesting finish to the league. But let's go through here. Looks like this Buffalo beats New England 24-10. This one, I mean, pretty methodical by the Bills. There wasn't really much going on with the Patriots. They scored 7 points in the first quarter, only scored 3 points again, and that was in the fourth quarter. Buffalo handled them pretty solid, pretty soundly. So not much to talk about there. Let's keep it moving. The return of Deshaun Watson to Houston. Now, this was not a game that played out maybe the way you would have expected it. They didn't score on offense.
I was about to say, was it 3 defensive touchdowns or something crazy? 3
defensive touchdowns scored. 2 defensive touchdowns and a special team score for Cleveland. As far as Deshaun Watson was concerned, though, not a lot in a way. I mean, he was rusty. I mean, he looked rusty. I saw a couple of highlights. He looked rusty. He was 12 for 22, 131 yards. Threw an interception, got sacked, had a passer rating of 53. So, didn't really have much going on there. But I wouldn't have expected him to have a huge day. Nobody really expected Deshaun Watson to come out the gate and just, go 400 yards like the last time we seen him play 2 years ago. Guy hasn't played in 700 plus days. So, yeah, you kind of expect that he would have a lot of rust that would be needing to get knocked off before we can start seeing him kind of getting back into that groove again. Now, I wouldn't expect that to happen this season, if I'm being honest, because it'll take him about 3 or 4 weeks to kind of get in that groove again. And I feel like that by that time, obviously the season's going to be ending. So
for these guys, that means there's 1, 2, 3 games.
It means their season's going to end. So it's not it was a win for the team, but it was at least a starting point for Deshaun Watson. Now, he got booed when he got there. That we do know. We also know that there were 2 victims or 2 women who had alleged that he'd done some inappropriate things who were there as well. I don't see the point for that. I mean, he got booed when he got there. What else did you think your presence was going to give? I don't know.
Were they by the tunnel as he ran out or something?
Who does he know or care? Probably not. I wouldn't know.
I'm sure their seats were up on the rafters.
Put their asses in the corner, put them way up in the bleachers. But they did score a number of times on defense and special teams to seal that game up for them. Next week, I believe who are they playing next week? They are playing they're playing the Bengals next week. All right, they're gonna get their ass whooped. It's all good. It's all good. Them Bengals are those monster slayers right now.
They're looking pretty right.
They are looking very good. Now, let's keep moving here. The fucking Broncos. You know, it feels like 10 is the number that the Broncos can't get past consistently. I feel like all their games, and I'm going to take a look here just to kind of verify. They lose 10-9 to a Baltimore team that lost Lamar Jackson, I think halfway through the game.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I mean, are we being serious right now? Denver? Y'all couldn't take advantage of that? I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. All right, let me give y'all some numbers here. Let's go through some of these numbers. Let's talk about their losses. Their first loss, they scored 16 points. Okay, they scored 23 against the Raiders. That's the highest they scored all season. Yes, has to be. Every other game, they scored 9 points, 16 points, 9 points, 17 points.
21 against the Jags.
I'm sorry, 21 points. Yeah, 21. 10 points against the Titans. 16 points against the Raiders. 10 points against the Panthers. 9 points against the Ravens. This team's average is right around 12 points a game.
Golly.
I mean, that is ass and that's ass and butt chips.
I mean, that's damn near baseball scores.
I mean, how can you, I mean, and look, this game against the Ravens, those were 3 field goals. 9-10, they lose. I mean, when you talk about pathetic, when you talk about absolute hogwash, when you talk about just a straight embarrassment to the game itself, the Denver Broncos have shown they might be the worst offense in NFL history. They might just be. Pretty bad.
Ever since, I'm struggling to think of anyone close to this.
Can you think of any team that has struggled to
modern era? Surely back in the day, maybe. I don't even know about like pre-merger stuff being this damn bad.
I mean, they're beyond bad.
If there was a time that touchdowns didn't count as 6 points, maybe they could have did it back then.
I mean, this is the 3-9 team. This is the team that we thought.
We thought they were a quarterback away.
They thought they were a quarterback. We thought they were a quarterback away. We did. Everyone did. I mean, they're an entire football team away. That's what they are. They're an entire football franchise away from being useful. All right, let's keep it moving. The Las Vegas Raiders pull it out against San Diego. This was a rough one for San Diego. They fought their way to try and get back in it, but it was not to be as they fall to the Raiders. Now, as far as stats go, I mean, Justin Herbert, 28 for 47, 335 yards and a touchdown. But then you got, Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 144 and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 8 receptions, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he balled out. It looks to me
fantasy point getter this week, I believe.
Say what now?
I think he was the number 1 total fantasy
point getter, right? Last week.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to get it tonight. This game's 3-0.
Derek Carr, 16 for 30, 250, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Was not sacked. Had an 89 passer rating. Justin Herbert had an 88.5 passer rating. Okay. I mean, it's just a year that just kind of went backwards on the Chargers. They got a bunch of injuries, and they weren't able to really recover from that, even when getting guys back. I mean, you lose all that momentum, you lose all of that chemistry, you lose a lot of timing. Their season's just been off, hasn't been clicking. And really, that was the same way for the Raiders too. But the Raiders were actually This is 2 wins in a row now. They found a way to kind of give themselves a boost, which is big.
In the AFC, they could. I mean, they're not out of it.
They're not out of it. They really are not out of it. I mean, they're not out of it at all. But
He needs some help, but I mean, can't happen.
yeah. I mean, it's you're not mathematically out, but you probably need some help.
He need to get started. Shit.
You're gonna need a couple cats to lose out this month.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Kansas City at Cincinnati. The Bengals are the only team with more than one win against Patrick Mahomes. The only team in the NFL that has more than one win. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Bengals and the Patriots are the only teams that have more than one win against Patrick Mahomes.
Damn.
Joey Burrow is 3-0 against Kansas City. He is their kryptonite. The Bengals are the Chiefs' kryptonite.
Is he gonna go up there? I own you.
Yeah, he's not that. He's not a dickhead like that. He's not a dick like that. I still own you.
Yeah, you got a long way to go before he starts doing that shit.
Yeah, for real. I mean, this is a huge game for Cincinnati, and they won it their way. They were methodical. They played a downhill game at Kansas City. Kansas City, this is the thing with Kansas City, is that if you can steal one or two possessions in a close game, then you give yourselves an opportunity to take shots against a defense that can have letdowns far more often than the offense does. And they had a little bit of letdown in the second half and allowed them to get back into it. They forced a fumble and a fumble recovery on Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
And that was an extra possession that gave them the win.
Yeah.
That was it.
And Samaje Perine went ham. He had about 150 scrimmage yards, I believe.
Yeah.
Really.
It was a damn good game for them.
I mean, that's always the recipe. Like these high-scoring offenses, possess the ball.
Yeah. And they're on the 3-win. They're on a 3-win streak right now. The Bengals. And we got all 3 wins by 3 points. That's clutch. That's clutch.
They need to do better in the division, but
yeah, their division game is suspect at best. But
2 more coming up.
They've got a few more division games, and that's a huge win. I mean, that's a huge win for them to keep them on pace with Baltimore, because Baltimore is top of the division. Lamar Jackson is going to be out. He was injured in that he sprained his knee,
I think,
against Denver. They say he's going to be out a few weeks.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, they say he's going to be out a few weeks.
Oh, shit.
So that is going to be tough for them. But you know what? PJ, what is his name? PJ Huntley? Tyler Huntley. That cat be balling.
He came up.
He been playing.
He did his thing. I mean, they didn't score a lot of points, but
he scored a touchdown himself. But
didn't have to win.
He's not a guy you want to finish the season, but he's a guy you can stick in there for a game, maybe 2, in the hope that you can get Lamar back.
And there's only 5 guys in the whole NFL that can come in and run that offense.
Oh yeah.
It's not like I could just get a guy off the street to come and do.
Yeah, you can't just get somebody off the street. That's a specialized offense made particularly for a quarterback to take advantage of his skill set. It's not going to work for everybody. It's not going to work for most others. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at the Vikings Jets. And we said, we warned you about anointing anybody before the end of the season. Mike White came into this game, a lot of hype on his back because he had a really good game. He had an excellent game last week against, I can't forget who they played last week or the week before, but he threw for 3 touchdowns, 300+ yards, 3 touchdowns. Well, they go into Minnesota, they lose the game 27-22, and you can pretty confidently attribute the loss to him, to Mike White. He went 31 for 57, 369 yards.
Say that again? 57 passes?
Yeah. And that's another thing. Once again, for a team that statistically runs the ball 25 to 35 times a game. They ran the ball 24 times, and they did very little. 24 times for 120 with 5.0 as their average, which actually the average isn't bad, but I feel like if you look, I'm looking at these stats. They had a long run for 48 yards. That's really a third of what the rushing yards went to one run. So you can put that in. You can, and I believe it looks like, did he get hurt? I don't know if he got hurt. Yeah.
I didn't see this game.
I don't think he got hurt, but yeah, I didn't see the game, but I'm looking at the stats and it's looking like it was just not an all-around good day for him on offense. The 2 interceptions killed him, and yeah, just not a very good outing for him. But as far as the Vikings are concerned, they are still rolling. They are still doing their thing. They are still, they're now 10-2. So what?
They got the easiest remaining schedule in the league.
That'll be good for them to get.
They got to play all the. They got 3 more division games coming up in the next 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for them. But I think that this was one of those games that for the Jets, this was a game to try and test themselves. I mean, I don't necessarily think that they were ready to win it at any point, but it's a game where they could try to test themselves, and you always find out where some of your weaknesses are in games like these, because there's always a few mistakes that cost you the game. You can look at those and try and coach them up, try and get guys better, and hope that they can respond and rise to the occasion the next time.
I mean, this is a respectable outcome for an up and coming.
For them, yes. For the expectations we had for them, absolutely. I would agree with you.
Nothing to be ashamed of here.
Absolutely. Whew. All right. Now,
there's something to be ashamed of,
ladies and gents. Let me go ahead and let me pop this screen down. We see the score there. Jacksonville got their ass stomped by the fucking Detroit Lions, 40-14. But that is not why. That is not what I want. That is too easy to talk about, and I don't need to talk about it. What I do need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is this fucking bum right here at left tackle. Cam, I like to skate in the summertime, Robinson. Now, this is one clip that we're going to look at. I have another one more after, that will show the actual injury that was done to Trevor Lawrence. But let me give you a prelude into what this guy does as a player that annoys me so much. Does anybody know who this guy is?
49. I do not. He is not TJ Watt, though. I know that.
He is not 90. He is not this guy over here.
He is not James Harrison.
He's not Troy Polamalu.
He's not Lamar Woodley.
He's not Lamar Woodley.
He ain't Mean Joe Green.
He ain't Mean Joe Green. We don't know. He's just somebody. He's a guy. Okay? And no disrespect, whoever the fuck you are, it's not the point. The point is, this player here.
Big rate on this play, so it's all right. Well,
this NPC here should not be presenting an unbearable challenge to a player who's getting $18 million a season.
Whew.
Let's take a look at the play.
Oh, did he?
He got a hell of a jump.
I'm like, damn, this might be offside.
Might be. Even if it is, who gives a shit? You see what's happening here. Now look at his set. Look what he does. Look what he does. One kick, and I'm turned completely to the sidelines. Not only that,
Catch him.
you get walked into the quarterback. He converts a straight upfield rush to a bull, and boom, he gets you. Ran into the quarterback. Now let me pull up another because there's more. There's more. There's more, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the same fucking guy against the same fucking guy. Y'all said y'all wanted to see some clips. Jags fans, some of y'all out there, y'all said y'all wanted to see some more reps. Okay, well, here's more reps.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn. My God, son. Okay, let me critique him like in a professional manner here. I just want to say he's trash. First and foremost, I just want to make it known he is a trash left tackle. And anybody who thinks he's a top tier left tackle in this league, you don't know jack shit about professional football. Look at his hands. You've already lost. Look at where your hands are. You're not ready to hit him. Look where his hands are. Look where his hands are. He's already striking with one of his hands. He's already striking with one of his hands. The center doesn't have anybody to block. That's why his hands are down. He's looking to help either side.
Right.
Look at his hands. He's got to go against TJ fucking Watt. He's ready to play him. He's ready.
He is prepared to play football.
He is prepared to do battle.
Oh, shit.
Look at this bullshit here. Who is their O-line coach? He needs to be fired because this shit is unacceptable. He is supposed to be the best of all of these.
Yeah. Like you said, they're paying him like it. Wow.
Look at him. He's on his toes here. He's on his toes there. He's leaning over his knees. He's got his hands extended out, making no pop, no any kind of contact. Look at the patience here. He's going against TJ Watt. He should be looking like this. Oh, he should be looking like you. Because this guy actually strikes fear into people's hearts. Who is this guy? Somebody tell me who 49 is, please, in the chat. Because I ain't never heard of him. So why are you playing like you're scared of him? Now watch.
Oh, Lord.
See what happens when you play on your toes like a little bitch? You fall out windows when you play on your toes. And that's what he did. He fell out the fucking window. If this guy was able to recover just a little bit better and just be a little bit more, if he was a little bit better athlete to stay on his feet when he beat the brake, look at this shit. Look at 2 yards of distance between them.
That's crazy separation. It's like a receiver.
Now, like I said yesterday, when I showed people that clip in Detroit, why is everybody on a fucking block all the time except for him? Quarterback makes you look better than you are because he saved your fucking life and took off. He took off. And look at him.
Damn. This guy's fucking this guy's heart rate is like 50. Oh.
Look at this shit.
I'm chilling.
Let me tell you something, folks.
I'm chilling.
Let me tell you, coaches, when I played, Andy Heck would have fucking benched him for that. Just for this. He stood straight. Look how he pointed at him. He pointed at him.
Oof.
Jesus Christ. All right, hey, hold on now, because I got more. But
wait, folks. There's
I said
more.
y'all wanted more. I got more. And on this one, oh my God. Hold on. Oh my God. Don't tell me that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. That one, I'll leave that one alone. Okay. Looks like he's out on that. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right.
Oh, that guy is 48.
Okay.
Jameer Jones from UGA.
I don't care who it is.
Right.
But I tell you what,
He's not getting
this
franchise
one might,
tag, whoever he is.
for real. He's not the other guy. He's not 90. All right, here's another one. Then we're gonna look after this one. We're gonna look at the one that he got his quarterback injured on. All right, folks. Let me take you through what an offensive lineman should be thinking if you are the guard and the tackle here. Look, we got what? 1, 2. Okay, let's say they're on 2 by 2. So you got 4 wideouts, or maybe 3 wideouts in the tight end. I don't know. Either way, you've got 4 potential targets on the outside. You've got a running back in, 5 blockers. Running back's probably going to help to block and get out, or he's just going to get the fuck out. Okay, so I'm the left guard, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, this is a obvious passing down. I've got a fairly loose 3 technique here. He's a little bit loose, not really a lot to go on there, but it's 3rd down. It's a 2nd and long. It's an obvious passing down. I'm going to communicate to my tackle, hey, be ready for games. Be ready for games. If you're the fucking tackle, this guy is 3-4 yards away from you. On the hash. You're in the middle of the field. He's on the hash. He's not going to just rush upfield. That was going to take him far too long to get to the quarterback. This is a prime setup for a game, for a stunt of some sort. A game is coming. Now let's watch how they react to these. Okay, first off, if you're even thinking this could be a game, you're already lost. You're setting out wide. You should be setting vertically back to stay attached, essentially, with your guard. So whatever happens here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, whatever they do, you two can pass it off on the same level, and it will keep you. It will essentially allow you to build a wall right here to just pass them down the wall, and you have a center here to help potentially if he needs to. I'm not sure if there's somebody over him directly or not, but that would be yes. Okay, boom. Here, it's exactly what you want, right?
Yep.
Now this is where look at where the guard and the center are. They're on the same level. Your tackle is not. There's 2 yards of space in here, or 1.5 yards of space in here, and your tackle is overset. He's got all his weight on his outside leg. His inside leg is actually off the ground right now. What happens to him? He gets fucking walked by.
What is he doing, man? Come on.
What are you doing? What exactly are you doing? What is this? What is this? How did you get beat twice?
Oh man.
Come on, folks.
This is
Look at this pass set first off. This is dog. What is this, dog? What are your hands doing?
so poor. Matter of fact,
So bad.
they're all not on the same page here because the guard short setting, which is automatically going to create a different level and a
Because he's
crease
gonna
for this
stop.
guy to get
Yeah.
to.
Yes.
He also needs to be getting depth, especially because he knows he has the center coming his way.
When you know you got the center coming with you, which they do here because the back is going this way. When you know you got the center, this will mean this is a 2-jet.
Yep.
So the 2-jet would put the call right here. Since he's capped, you'd call this guy as your call backer. Running back has him to anything out here that comes blitzing. If nothing blitzes, he's out on his route. These are going to be one-on-one matchups right here. You got one-on-one on this the end, one-on-one right here. The center is going to slide to the call with his eye to help this guy. And if this guy rushes immediately inside, the center will take him. And the guard will just stay there with presence, watching this guy. If he comes inside, then the guard will go over and try and knock his teeth out of his mouth when he reaches inside here to try and rush. As a guard here, though, with the 3 technique, with this guy as far outside as he is, you know what I'm telling my center? I'm saying, hey, get ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna funnel him to you.
I'm gonna overset him a little bit to funnel him inside to my help, so we can just stand here with him, and our job is done. So, with that being known, the moment that I start to set a little bit wider to get over him, and he continues to rush up the field, I'm going to punch him in his chest, and naturally, because he really wants to get up the field to create a crease right here. Well, no, I'm sorry. He's looping. So he's actually going to stall a little bit, and then he's going to loop around this guy, which that's a big ask, but I mean, hell, they got it done. They did it. It worked.
Yeah, is this 69? I guess the left guard.
69 is the left guard. Yeah.
He's almost treating this like he doesn't have any help. Because he's letting
he sets directly over him. That's what I see here.
Yeah,
but I think he actually went too far here.
Yeah, he's him, but he's letting him draw his eyes too much. Like
he's too engaged with this guy. This guy's not rushing up the field, so that should actually set off an alarm in the guard's head. Like, this is a game.
He's killing time.
He's killing time. Boom. He's stalling
sit there on the line and create this natural seam, so 40 whatever the left defensive end can get to his hip
right here and just knock it out and get right to the quarterback.
And then it's impossible. I mean, they got you at that point.
I mean,
this should never happen against the 3-man surface. When you
this should never happen. This should never happen when you have this guy is lined up so far off the ball and so wide. You shouldn't have enough time to run this stunt.
True.
And if you do run it, the guard should see it coming a mile away, because and the tackle should be screaming to his guard, in, which means
somehow
the guy he's coming in.
He's got his body turned like towards the center a little bit here. I don't know what's being taught, or what they're doing here. Do they think they have that middle linebacker? I don't know what's going on. But
this center should be moving this way.
Right.
I mean, naturally he should be moving this way, which he does start to. But right here, he should be like looking to take the ribs off of this guy.
The center should take over that block, and then the left guard should knock this dude's fucking face mask in.
Oh yeah, right there. When he comes in, when he shakes to the inside like this would be the guard just sticking his helmet right into his shit. Boom.
You should gently displace him.
But you can't even do that because your tackle, who is being paid $18 million a fucking season, his hands are at his fucking knees in his pass set. He's not ready to strike. With those long-ass arms, he should be hitting him or reaching to hit him right now.
He needs to protect his guard also.
And that would allow him to protect his guard. Because you'll be playing the inside half of this guy, and you'll be hitting him directly in the middle of his sternum right here. And if he tries to go inside, you'll make him loop wide over to try and get inside, which will just pass him into just pass him to the interior of the line. And that's it. And it's a job well done. But no, this fucking sorry ass left tackle, he's doing everything wrong. Turned his hips. Thinks he's going to run this guy by now. You've got one hand on him. You're going to run him by? No. He spins on you because professional football players on the defensive line use multiple pass rush moves to get by people. They don't just use one. And it's almost like he didn't even know it's like he thought I thought we were just going half speed here. I thought we were just going, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, yeah, sack, fumble. That's what that's called right there. And look, the guy who's allowing it to happen, what is he doing here? I'm not gonna do nothing.
Dog.
I'm not gonna do nothing.
That's not real. This is like
I mean, bruh,
this is a
bruh,
deep. This is a deep.
bruh.
There's no way he just stood there. No way he just stood
Bruh,
there. Oh damn!
you caused the whole left side of the line to collapse. I mean, it's crazy because I know guys who were cut who did way better than this. I know guys who were traded who were way better than this. Way better than this. I mean, you have to take this personally.
I mean, his give a fuck is at like 10
-5
out of 100.
He don't give a fuck, a single fuck. Because look at this. You letting them do this. Look what your quarterback is the only one fighting here. Your quarterback is fighting to get the ball back. He's fighting to get the ball back. He's tackling motherfuckers. Where are you? I don't give a fuck. If you're the O-line coach in Jacksonville, if you ain't ripped this motherfucker's ass all day today in practice, if you didn't literally sit in that meeting room and be like, listen, guys, y'all are going to have to go watch the film on y'all's own later, because today what we're going to do is we're going to look at every fucking play at 74 did. And that's the only person I'm critiquing today.
Yeah, he might let everyone else
go through.
He might just be like, you know what, everyone, guys, we're going to meet after this. Cam, me and you today.
Yeah, you just sit your ass here. Everybody else gets to go home. You sit your ass here because we got to go over all this. We pull up one more. Now, let's take a look at the fucking play. My God. Let's take a look at it. My God. All right, let me pull it up. My God.
For those with weak stomachs, avert your eyes.
Yeah, if you got a weak stomach, you might want to, let me turn the sound off here. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Lions' last ranked defense in the NFL. Have a look.
Yeah, this isn't even the top draft pick they had.
Bruh, this is a practice squad player. They just signed him.
Is it really?
Undrafted free agent.
Is this hyperbole? Or are you being serious?
No, I'm dead ass serious.
They just signed
this guy. They
squad.
just signed him off the practice squad. He's an undrafted free agent defensive player.
Dog.
Once again, where are your fucking hands? Why are you already turning to the sideline? This is the first fucking round pick right here. He's down here. Why is it you, the left tackle, getting abused like this? I mean, granted, he got spun on.
He's getting off too.
But look at this. Where do they do this at? Where do you see somebody putting their elbow on the back of a defender as a left tackle in pass protection? Where do they do that? Who coaches that? You're so late. He's so late. You're not even on time to actually take on this guy. You're so late. You're late. Shit.
I wonder what he's looking at.
Maybe, oh my God!
Maybe he has really, really awful vision and he can't see.
Does he have astigmatism, motherfucker? You nearsighted or some shit?
Oh, he hit him with the hezzy.
Hey, he hit him with the hezzy. You see that,
this
right?
Cat is wilding out.
And look what he does though.
This dude's doing basketball moves out there.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain one thing to you about offensive line. There is something that no coach will tolerate ever from an offensive lineman. Launching your defender into your fucking quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cardinal sin of O-line play. Because it's never has a guy thrown his defender towards the quarterback, and it ended well. Ever. Take a look at this shit. Over here celebrating. Your quarterback's over there grabbing his goddamn knee.
In this instance, just grab the guy. Take the penalty.
But look at how late he is.
I'm not sure he can even do that.
You can't even grab him. You're so late. You just rode him right into your quarterback's fucking knee. I mean, look at this. Like I said, look at this shit. Why is it that everybody's on a fucking block except for you? I mean, good God.
Any type of protection on that lead leg now. I know
Oh,
you're
you will
young
next
and
year.
you're shy. Oh, golly. This hurts the lead.
I mean, this guy launches him into the quarterback. You throw him into, where did you think you were on the field? You're pass setting. Who do you think you're throwing him to?
Yeah, there's only one guy that can be behind you. Nothing else can be back there.
I mean, it blows my mind, bro. Because, again, the O-line coach that coached me would have benched him after. You wouldn't have been starting. I'm going to be real. Cam Robinson would not have been starting if Andy Heck was O-line coach there because you ain't good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough to protect the generational talent that we just brought in. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to put his life on the line for you. No, that ain't going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. That just ain't going to happen. And I don't know who the O-line coach is in Jacksonville now, but you need to tighten your shit up because that shit is not, that's not how to get it done. That is not how to get it done. That's garbage. Garbage.
Yeah, at least get someone in there that gives a fuck.
I mean, please get somebody in there who actually takes some pride in this shit.
You're gonna get
It don't
beat.
look like he takes any pride in it.
Like, no matter who you are, you're gonna get beat from time to time. You know,
Everybody gets beat, bro, but you never want to get beat like that.
You can,
And I'm not saying that you won't get beat like that once in a blue moon, but you
can
never want to get beat like that.
You can show urgency and
show some type of urgency, show some type of emotion,
and make it look like I give a fuck.
You know what I mean? Start a fight right after that.
Something.
Do something.
Anything. Show me your
something.
instinct. Show me
Don't
your
just stand there and look at him.
Damn, that could have been
How many
me.
plays did we just look at where he just got his ass whooped and just looked at the quarterback battle for his fucking life?
Yeah, throw that shit faster, dog.
Hey. Bro, I'll tell you what. There was one time in Jacksonville, we had Dave Garrard as the quarterback. There was one game, I can't remember what fucking game it was. I don't remember who the fuck we were playing. All I remember is I got beat on a fucking move I hadn't seen this dude do on film all week. And I wasn't expecting it. And I fucking went for a home run hit to punch him in his chest and knock him the fuck on it. Because I've been working him all game. And he hit me with a move that I was just not expecting. And even though he swiped my arms off and was going right by me, I tried to stick my fucking butt in the way and booty bump him as I fucking was going this way, and I screamed out, "Throw it!" And Dave Garrard pulled that bitch down and started running immediately. And when we came back to the huddle, he said, "Good looking out, Uche. Appreciate the warning." I said, "Hey, my bad."
It be like that. Sometimes it be like that.
It be like that sometimes.
Because guess what? Sometimes that quarterback is going to throw the ball over the middle high. You get his fucking receiver creamed.
Yeah, because he might panic and just launch it, and it's a pick.
But football's fucking hard. You know, sometimes you just make mistakes. But you can at least, we got the names here. But you can try to recover.
Why does that name sound familiar? I'll look that up later. Man, look.
Sell out. You know, try to do something to get in between the guy and the quarterback.
I mean, bro.
Grab his fucking nuts for like hair.
It don't matter. It's a pride thing when you get beat quick and you know when you get beat to a point where, hey, he about to blow the quarterback up. That shit happened to me. Like, I would say statistically, my worst game as a fucking player was against the Tampa Bay Bucks. And it's crazy because it was really one of my best games I played all year, except for 3 plays. 2 plays, I got two of the 3 plays I got called for holding. Well, no, my bad. There were 3 holding calls that game on me. 3 holding calls. 2 of the 3 were legit as fuck because I got beat immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got beat, I already knew what time it was. I said, hell the fuck no. I grabbed him and with one arm, and I pulled him back. And he was doing all this. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm going to take this holding call.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let him do that. I said, I'm not going to let him do it. And then it happened again later in the game. And I was like, look, I am, hey, I'm a little pissed that I let this motherfucker beat me with that same move again. But I will take a holding call 10 out of 10 times rather than let him tee off on my quarterback, celebrate, give them momentum, potentially cause a turnover. No, I'm not going to let that happen. I will hold the fuck out of you. And that's just what it's going to be. Third time, I wasn't holding him. They called some bullshit. I got him locked the fuck up, and he couldn't get off of me. And he wasn't trying to escape. He just got hemmed up. And they because I don't know what he saw, but he threw the flag on me. But I told my coach when we were watching the film, I said, yeah, it's a holding call. That's on me. But you know what? I wasn't going to get the quarterback blown up. I said, it's either that or Dave's knees.
Right.
Which ones you want?
And I mean, honestly, it's a similar result.
Yeah. It's about a 10-yard, it's about an 8-yard loss if he gets sacked.
Yeah.
Close to 8. But it's a 10-yard loss when we get to replay the down if it's a hold. Which, hey, for an offensive lineman, that is a business decision that you can make in a heartbeat. I'm gonna hold the fuck out this guy.
Yep.
And I don't feel a bit guilty about it. Because
and it also
my
shows
quarterback will appreciate that I saved him from taking a hit.
You understand the game. You give a fuck. You don't want to see your guy get hurt.
Don't want to see him get hurt. Don't want to see us. Don't want my actions to cause a ripple effect that causes us to lose possession, especially if it's a close game. I'll take a penalty. We can overcome a penalty potentially. There's a chance at least. Ain't no chance if he turns the ball over off this hit. So I take that. That's all day. Anyways, Jaguars lose 40 to fucking a little. And that's pretty much how that played out. And that is where my disgust for, another fellow offensive lineman, because we should, we're old linemen. Like this shit, you're going to be blamed for that because it was your fault. So you should be just as hard on yourself, if not harder on yourself than we're being, because we ain't playing. You are. The fuck out of here with that shit. Pittsburgh squeaks one out over Atlanta 19-16. I didn't even catch that game. I didn't care to. Tennessee gets their ass beat by Philadelphia 35-10. The Niners beat the shit
they put it on them
out of Miami. The Niners are the most dangerous fucking team in the NFL, even with losing Jimmy Garoppolo for the year to a broken foot, which is a damn shame. But they have Mr. Irrelevant out there fucking balling. Mr. Irrelevant, the last player chosen in the NFL draft, is now the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy threw 25-37, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He is the first Mr. Irrelevant in the history of the NFL to throw a pass past the line of scrimmage as a starting quarterback. He is the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever start in an NFL game. Congratulations.
At quarterback.
Period. He's the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever start in the NFL. Or to ever be in the game as a starter.
Right. Wow.
And he'll be starting this week coming up, so he'll be the first ever to start.
Because, I mean, guys, there's undrafted guys all over the NFL.
There's undrafted, but there's only one last guy.
Yeah. There's a lot fewer. There's only one per year. So
There's only one last guy who's in the NFL. And I tell you what, if that injury to Jimmy G didn't happen, it might have been his last year playing football. You never know. But San Francisco is dangerous, and they're peaking at the perfect time. Same as they did last year. Same as they did the year before. This is a team that's got some goddamn – their franchise has got some gusto now. I don't know what it is. But they put on a pretty strong beatdown of the Dolphins. The Dolphins started off looking like it was going to be another day at the office. I won't lie, it didn't look like that. Tua Tagovailoa, he went 18 for 33, 295 with 2 touchdowns.
he was he was missing a lot of throws.
He had a couple overthrows, had a couple of skippers.
I don't know.
Yeah, he had some tough sledding there.
He
Tyreek Hill, 9 receptions. Go ahead.
Starting tackles out, and Nick
he did
doing his thing.
Yeah, he was having to be shifty, but he can do that. He's good at that.
Yeah,
solid enough.
Just a weird day for him. Missing very makeable throws for him.
Oh yeah. Tyreek Hill, 9 receptions, 146 and 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had 17 carries for 66 yards. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to actually play a role going into this postseason. They're just they're giving him handles now to get him, keep him warm, keep him loose. But I think he's going to be a guy you're going to want to go to. Let's see here. Now, why don't you, JB, and when you got your cowboy blue on, why don't you go ahead and talk about this? Hey, look, it's the Colts, so I ain't mad at it. But it was a hell of a shellacking.
Yeah, I know you're not losing any sleep over the Colts getting beat.
Hell no.
Actually, I'm going to temper it down a little bit because with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, the Colts were going for 2 to tie the game.
What?
Yeah. In the third quarter, it was a 2-point game. I think they were going to make it. Yeah. We exploded in the fourth quarter. I think highest scoring single quarter in Cowboys history for sure. And maybe a top 5 quarter of all time.
Wow.
So I'm not going to sit up here.
Let me see what they scored. Let me look at their stat line a little bit here. Oh my God. Yeah, they really were going for the tie in the third quarter. Wow.
Yeah. So
the Cowboys scored 33 points in the fourth.
Yeah. So it's not like we just wire to wire beat their ass. I mean,
yeah, it's true. It was a closer game.
Yeah, Matty had pretty good, QBR and everything throughout.
I mean, yeah, he's 21 for 37, 233 with 2 touchdowns. He kind of was throwing the ball around. Yeah.
While it was competitive, I mean, they were playing pretty well. And then the floodgate just opened up.
Yeah, something gave. Because he threw 3. Look, Matt Ryan threw 3 interceptions. Let me see how many what do they have here. Jonathan Taylor had 21 for 82. Man, he hasn't had a year at all this year. Fumbles, they had 2 fumbles, lost 2 fumbles, so you had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, we were having we had a bunch of short fields. So it's not, if you look at our total yardage, it wasn't even crazy.
Yeah, like Dak Prescott went 20 for 30, 170.
Yeah.
With 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. And
get average starting position to be like plus 30 or something. So you don't really have to get a whole bunch of yards.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, that running game, holy shit. 34 for 220, 4 touchdowns.
Both backs looked really solid.
I mean, the whole stable. The whole stable had nice averages.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I won't lie.
Yeah, that's one of those games you love to watch if you're a fan, right? Because you go through them so it's like I mean, up until the third quarter, you're probably like, okay, this is a good game, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna pull it out. Yeah, but then you go beyond pull it out, and it's like, hey, this is a little bit, You're bullying them a little bit, maybe
Hey,
slow it down a little bit.
maybe save some for next week. You know.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Yeah, how
waste
about we save like 2 of those touchdowns for next week? Add those on.
Yeah,
But it's a
good.
beat down from the Cowboys, 54-19.
You know, I went to sleep, with a smile on my face.
Oh, I know you went to sleep nice and you felt satisfied, nice and content.
Ugh.
But I mean, look, the Colts. I mean, this is what we kind of expected, right? Yeah, they got that win against the Broncos, but yeah, didn't nobody expect them to do
It
shit
should have
else.
been more of a consistent beatdown.
Yeah, it should have been a
Story.
comprehensive beatdown from front to back. Shouldn't have been so competitive in the first half, but
Exactly.
hey, games play out how they play out. You never know.
But in 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be like, oh man, we put up 50. Anytime. It's in our back pocket. We're just waiting.
And that can be a deception too, because you put up 50 against that sorry ass team. I don't mean the next sorry team. I don't mean the next team gonna let you do it.
Exactly.
But let's go ahead and let's finish these up. Green Bay, they get the win against Chicago. Chicago was without Justin Fields, so kind of expected. Green Bay wins that one 28-19. Let me see. Let me look at their stat line real quick. Justin Fields did play. Oh, he might as well have not have, though.
Wow.
20 for 25, 254, 2 interceptions. Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Shit.
Wasn't very good at all. Aaron Rodgers' stat lines are just fucking sucking lately. I mean, all season, really. 18 for 31, 182, and 1 touchdown. That's it. They did run the ball 32 times for 175 with 2 touchdowns. But Justin Fields, he still ran for a touchdown, had 71 yards rushing. I think that's going to be a consistent with him. He's going to rush for touchdowns because he's got the speed. He's actually pretty good size to do it. But
yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a big quarterback now. But they do fall again. I think they should shut him down. I think everything at this point is just you're not playing for your 3-10. You're not really playing for anything. Don't risk him being hurt.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And then you having to basically, wash his next year because he's going to be rehabbing halfway through the season. But
if I'm not mistaken, it was separated shoulder.
Yeah, separated shoulder.
At least sprained.
I mean, whatever it is, it's not worth putting him back out on the field.
Right.
I don't care. You trying to build something here? Get him out of there.
Yeah, especially if there's, nothing to.
You're not playing for nothing. You're eliminated. You were eliminated 5 weeks ago.
Right. It's not like we're still trying to see if he's the guy or not. Like he's clearly.
Yeah, y'all know he's the guy. Now you just got to build around him.
Yeah, so get him next year healthy and add lots of O-line.
Yeah. Oh man, they gotta go O-line immediately. I'm talking about that should be first priority. Anyways, let's keep moving here. This one was an odd one. Didn't really expect this. I don't think you really expect ties to come along, but Washington and New York tie at 2020. The New York Football Giants field goal kicker blows it at the end of fucking overtime to win the game on a field goal. So that now makes it a 7-4-1 and 7-5-1 record for Washington and New York, with New York being a 7-4-1. Man, I mean, still though, you got to be impressed with the NFC East. The NFC East was supposed to be like the weakest division in football, and it's shown to be the strongest with not one losing record in the division. That's, you got to tip your hat to that. I mean, nobody else has that. Well, technically,
I think the
AFC East is there too. They don't have a losing record in their division now.
So.
One of them is 500. Yes, that's the Patriots are 500, but they're not losing, so they don't have a losing record either. But they did tie in this one 20-20. Not sure how that's going to fuck up seeding for real.
Yeah, that's going to be real interesting in 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's going to mess up seeding for real. So both of these teams essentially need to win out, or they're going to be disappointed with how things end up. Next up, Seattle squeezed it out against the LA Rams. The Rams are still on that. The remnants. They're still on that fuck you tour. We don't care. We are Super Bowl champs, and we don't have to be good this year.
Like
they're now 3-9.
Their whole team has Cam Robinson's attitude.
Oh yeah. Their whole team is lackadaisical as fuck right now. They're like, yeah, we don't care if we win or lose anymore, yo.
Did you see us last year?
Did you see what we did last year, though? Super Bowl champs. Now, fuck off. Let's see here. Seahawks, Geno Smith. Jesus Christ. 28 for 39, 367, 3 touchdowns. This dude might be the most improved player of the year.
Shit.
He has to be. QB rating of 116. John Wolford was the quarterback for the Rams. He's 14 for 26, 178, 2 interceptions. I mean, of course they're going to lose when they play like that. But Seattle, they might miss the playoffs potentially, depending on how San Fran finishes up. But as I'm looking, I mean, oh my God, Jesus, Atlanta, how do y'all fuck it up? Y'all got the fucking Bucks are 5-6 and they're winning the division.
Well, the Bucks are about to lose. Well.
And they're down. What are they down? The score right now is
10-3.
10-3. 10-3. The Bucks are losing to the Saints 10-3.
But they're not really doing anything that lets you believe there's anything left.
If they win, it'll just be, by happenstance.
Right.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, the Saints are gonna fuck something up, or Dalton's gonna.
Yeah, they've got to fuck that up because they don't. I mean, this Tampa Bay team, and this is the same team they won a Super Bowl with, essentially.
Right.
And they can't do shit. I just can't believe that Atlanta has not been able to get anywhere close.
Yeah, and they've been in a lot of close games, a lot of one-score games this year.
Yeah, there have been a ton of one-score games. There's not really been a lot of blowouts, but Jags did get blown out this week, though. And so did the Colts. Yeah, AFC South is getting their ass kicked this week. Hell, the Titans got blown out. Yeah, so the AFC. Oh, and Tennessee, Houston, they got blown out too. So the entire AFC South got blown out this weekend. That's funny.
Oof.
Nobody scored. Nobody got 3 touchdowns. Nobody got 3 scores on any team.
Wow.
From the AFC South this weekend. Huh. My God. Well, all right, folks, that is going to be it for us here. That is the end of the show. We do appreciate y'all for being in here with us. Do appreciate y'all for indulging with my rant over Cam Robinson and his terrible skill set as a left tackle in the NFL. I stand by those words until he proves differently. But make sure you hit that like button. Please hit that like button. That boosts this live stream up on the algorithm so that we get put out there in front of more and more people as recommended live stream to watch. But we will be back on Wednesday with Urinating Tree and 5-Point Vids. We'll be doing our predictions. Might even see Kendra Middleton coming back on the show on Wednesday. We'll see. Reached out to her earlier. She'll probably hit me back, let me know what's going on. But hope everybody has a good night. We will catch y'all on Wednesday. Y'all be good. And we'll see y'all then. Peace.